Hi, this is Mrs. Johnson talking to you about the Europe Reteach review. I wanted to go through it with you before you do your retake test. Okay, your directions were to complete the review and bring it to a reteach session. I wanted to be able to go over it with you, but I'll just go over it with you this way. Okay, first question I wanted to know, how long did you study for the Europe test? And that's something that only you can answer. Did you take time and find a quiet place and study, or did you not do that? Okay, the second thing I wanted to know, what study resources did you use? Did you use the online quizzes? Did you actually look over your BOK and look over that information? Did you look at the vocabulary words that we provided for you with links on Google Classroom and also on Canvas under the review activities? Right, so that was just a self-check that you always take care of yourself and that you study properly. Look over your materials. When we tell you there's a test, start looking over materials that night, so that way it's really familiar to you and you don't have to try to cram the night before. Right, here we go. Number 3. What is a peninsula? It is land surrounded on 3 sides by water. Europe is a continent of peninsulas, and so I'm going to talk about a couple of them here in just a moment. Okay, so number 4. Countries on the Iberian Peninsula include Spain, Portugal, and the tiny mountain kingdom of Andorra. Number 5. Countries on the Scandinavian Peninsula include Norway, Sweden, and Finland. Number 6. The mountain range that separates Spain and France is the Pyrenees Mountains. Number 7, the mountain range that lies north of Italy, and I mean like directly north of Italy, it is the Alps. A-L-P-S, in case my writing's a little hard to read. Number 8, the body of water that separates the United Kingdom from the rest of the European continent is the English Channel. English Channel. The body of water that lies south of Europe, and I mean that lies directly south of the majority of the continent, and I want that big body of water that means middle of the land, sea, and that's Mediterranean, meaning middle of the land. Okay, now we're going to get into some vocabulary. Democracy. This came straight from your glossary on the last page of your BOK. I did not reinvent the wheel. Democracy is a form of government by the people in which citizens elect representatives to govern them. Then, number 11, what is a republic? That is a form of government where power is given to the people who vote to elect representatives. And then the representatives govern the people. Remember, the United States is an example of a republic. We say that every morning with the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Number 12, why are ancient Greece and Rome considered the cradle of democracy? Some of the ideas of our modern government have their origin, meaning democracy, the democratic process, and being a republic, and government by the people that came straight from Athens and Rome. Check out that page on Cradle of Democracy from your BOK. 13. Monarchy is ruled by a king or queen, and this is also an example of rule by one. Okay. Number 14. Theocracy. That is ruled by priests in the name of God, and that is an example of an oligarchy, which is ruled by a few. Let me string back to democracy, and just for a moment, that is ruled. Republic is ruled by many. It's not ruled by all. Democracy, a direct democracy, remember, is ruled by all. Okay, now let's get to the Industrial Revolution. You spent time with the breakout, and then you had a couple of days to take notes and read some information about it. The Industrial Revolution, remember, was a period in the 1700s and 1800s in which workers in factories began to use machines and power tools for large-scale industry. Okay, next question. Number 16. What were some of the positive outcomes, good results in the Industrial Revolution? The spinning jenny made making cotton and wool yarn faster, and the standard of living increased. But then there's some negatives, bad results for the Industrial Revolution, including dangerous factory work, long hours of work, child labor, you would not be here at school. Nope, you would be working on the assembly line. Diseases would spread quickly because of the overcrowding, and then there were few regulations and rules. We have rules now about certain things. Number 18, why would European countries want to seek out more colonies during the Industrial Revolution? There was a large demand for raw resources. So the cheaper I get my resources, the more profit I make, and the happier I am as a business person. Number 19, what were some of the innovations of the Industrial Revolution? Innovation, remember means anything that's new. The steam engine, the electric generator, the spinning jenny, and telegraph with Morse code. Number 20, the European Union, or EU, is the largest economy in the world. It's an economic organization composed of 27 member countries. Okay, number 21, a benefit of being in the EU. Tariffs or taxes mostly have been eliminated on goods that go in between member countries that cross those borders, and then the other thing is the common currency known as the euro. Last one, make it your best. Number 22, you're to identify one of the drawbacks of being in the EU. Countries would lose their sovereignty or their right to independently govern themselves to control their own affairs. And for some people, that's a really big deal that they don't want to give up. Okay, hope you take this seriously and do your best. Good luck.